Hi, and welcome to the Resume Workshop. I'm Connie Marshall with the City of Windsor with Employment and Training Services. Our main goal in this office is to help you with your job search, whether it being helping you get a resume together, interview skills, or marketing to employers that are looking for candidates with your skills. So we are here to help. If you would like to register with our office, I will share the phone number at the end of the presentation if you want to just call and get an appointment with a caseworker that we can have an intake with you over the phone. So why do we need a resume? With a resume, there's no hard, fast rules in regards to resume. Today we're going to look at a skill-based resume in regards to helping you put it together to market you the best to the employer. So to highlight the skills and abilities that an employer is looking for, that you see on the job posting. So later today we will look at a job posting and connecting it to your resume, as well as gives the potential employer a brief history of experiences that you have gained through work, school, home life, or volunteer work. The purpose of the resume is to entice employers to bring you in for an interview. So your resume is your sale piece. That is selling you to get that call to come in for an interview. If you are not getting any interviews, you need to revise your resume. So I'm going to go through the basic components of a resume that should be included. And then after we go through all the components, we'll look at an actual skill-based resume and how you can put that together for yourself. There's no real rule on what comes first, whether it's education, employment, or skills that you have. You want to make sure that you have at the top of the resume the skills that are in the job posting. So the first, obviously, on the top of your resume, you will have your contact information. The name, address, correct phone number with suitable message on your voicemail, of course, cell number, and an appropriate email address. Please check the information very well. It's very easy to make mistakes with the email address, such as an L as a 1. So just double check. The next one I'm going to talk about is profile or career summary. On that, you'll also see it sometimes called objective. This statement lets the employer know what type of job you're applying for and your professional background. You have to make sure that this statement is not selfish. What skills and experience can you bring to the company? A lot of times you won't see objectives on resumes anymore. The only time you're really going to use an objective is if you're changing careers. So if you may have done that 10 years ago, but now you want to get back into that career, and it would be important to have an objective to kind of explain what you can bring to the company and show your transferable skills. So I'm going to look here at an example of an objective from a resume. So his objective is a professional as a director of operations for manufacturing service charities with over 10 years experience. I am pursuing sales management position to enhance the performance growth of the company with strong leadership skills, results-driven, quick learner, show initiative in a fast-paced environment. So if you're going to put an objective or a summary on your resume, you want to make sure that it's very powerful. So the next category I'm going to talk about is skills summary. So this sometimes can be the hardest part of a resume, is how do I get my skills as powerful statements. So the first part of it is that you want to start it with action words that clearly outline what you did in that occupation. Skills you can transfer from one type of work to another without much training, and are called transferable skills. Remember that many of your skills can be used in different occupations regardless of the specific job that you are or were doing. Be able to identify your transferable skills, show how these skills can benefit a prospective employer is one of the most important jobs of your resume. So there are some research that goes into getting these skills. So transferable skills, their examples can be organization, they can be leadership skills, working well as a team. Those would be examples of transferable skills that you can use from one job to the next. So next I'm just going to show a little video here of identifying some of your transferable skills.
Out of your past experiences, you've been developing transferable skills, whether you realized it or not. Transferable skills are the skills you can transfer or take with you from one experience to another. Transferable skills are usually skills in areas like organization, communication, teamwork, and problem solving. These skills are useful in many different work environments. But how do you know what transferable skills you have? Let's go over 3 steps to identify and articulate your transferable skills. Step 1. Describe your proudest accomplishments from your past experiences. Start by writing down the accomplishments you are most proud of. These can be from any experience in any area of your life, such as a part-time job, a class project, or a club activity. For example, I taught kids how to swim at summer camp. Or, I created a mobile application with the team at a hackathon. Step 2. Identify transferable skills that you used. It might help to start with a list of skills, which you can find by visiting icc.ucdavis.edu, then searching transferable skills. For example, if you taught kids how to swim, you might be able to anticipate people's needs and reactions, or assess learning styles and respond accordingly. Or, if you created a mobile application with a team, your transferable skills might include being able to develop a plan and set objectives, or facilitate conflict management. Step 3. Articulate those transferable skills to a potential employer. Finally, read through the whole list of transferable skills and check off the ones you have. Only check off skills you can perform with little or no supervision, as these will make the strongest examples when speaking to employers. By learning to generalize your skills into language that can be applied to many different job tasks, you can start to articulate your skills in terms that a prospective employer will find valuable. Also note that, if you see a transferable skill you want to have but don't yet, make note of it. Look for future opportunities to develop that skill. Once you've begun to take inventory of your transferable skills using these 3 steps, you'll have a new way to demonstrate your value to a potential employer, even if your experience seems unrelated. In fact, even describing your transferable skills is a skill. And it's one that will help you be better prepared, whether you are having a networking conversation, writing a resume, or preparing for an interview.
So in regards to identifying more of your skills on your resume, there's different areas that you can go to help identify in that job what skills are needed. So use wording under the job duties. So for example, in a job posting, they have requirements, qualifications in the job posting. You're going to use a lot of those words. If they're asking for a team player, you're going to have team player in your resume, for example. You're also going to Google job duties for that job title that you're applying to. So it can be that you're applying for a chef. You're going to Google duties that a chef does. Use wording from the Google search. And it's also important to include job qualifications and requirements from the job posting, like I said. The resumes can be scanned for keywords, and you want to make sure that when your resume is scanned that you have those keywords within your resume. It's important to have at the top of your resume. The employer usually only looks at a resume for about 20 seconds, so get that important stuff at the top of your resume. So now we're going to look at another little video. This is a website called Knock Searches. Knock searches are codes that are used across Canada for different job titles. Every job title will have a 4-number category. So next we're going to look at a little video showing how to navigate through the Knock and find what your job title is.
The National Occupation Classification, NOC, is a system for describing occupations in Canada. A NOC code is a 4-digit number that defines a job according to the type of work performed and the level of training or education required. To find your NOC code, go to the Government of Canada website. There's a link below this video. This video will show you how to search for your NOC code. The website will look different on mobile, but the search methods are the same. If you have already been given a NOC code and want to confirm that it is correct, type it into the left-hand search bar. Ensure the main duties and employment requirements match with your job. If the NOC code you have been given is incorrect, you can use the following search methods to find the one you need. You can search for your NOC code by using your job title. Start on the Search a NOC page and type it into the search box in the top left-hand corner. Job titles are in unit groups. Click on the unit group that includes or is most similar to your job title. Read the example titles, main duties, and employment requirements. Click View All Titles to see more. It is more important for your job to match with the main job duties and employment requirements of the NOC than with the job title. If both of these sections match your job, you found your NOC code. If these two sections don't match with your job, look for other options in the unit groups listed under Classified Elsewhere. If you didn't find your NOC code using this method, you can also search using keywords that describe your job duties. Click Search the NOC on the left-hand navigation menu. Select Descriptions from the drop-down box and hit Next. You can search different sections of the NOC, such as main duties or employment requirements. Put in keywords that describe the section you are going to search. Choose a search operator. If you select AND, you will see results that contain all of your keywords. By selecting OR, you will see results with any of your keywords. You can choose a search precision. Once you have entered all the information required, hit Search. Once you've found the unit group with the job description and employment requirements that match your job, you've found your NOC code.
So now that you've learned to identify your NOC code or your job title, now you can use that and look in there and look at the duties that that type of job will do. So for example, up here I have general office support workers. So the NOC code for general office support workers is 1411. So if you're struggling with getting your resume together, this is a great resource to go up and pick up key skills that you can get on your resume that job would do. So for example, for general office support workers, we would prepare correspondence reports, statements, forms, presentations, applications, and other documents. So that would be something that you can get on your resume. In noting on these duties here, you do want to make sure that your power words, for example, prepare, respond, provide, those words, you've done them in the past. So you always would use the past tense. So you would say prepared, responded, provided. So this is a list of examples that you can use. You might not use all of them, but some of them are key that you can get onto your resume. So now that we've looked at the skills that you're going to get on your resume, we're going to list the employment history or experience. You'll list the jobs in reverse chronological order, which is the most recent job first. You're always going to include the employer in regards to the company name, your job title, the date and year only, city and province. When you do list the dates, you're only going to list the years. Do not include the month as well. The next section we'll look at is education. Education can come before employment if it is relevant or you're a recent graduate. You're going to list these in reverse chronological order as well, and you're going to include the name of the educational institution, your degree, diploma, or certificate, and whichever is most impressive. You do not need to put the name of your high school or the year you graduated. This may result in the employer calculating your age. So on the bottom of the screen here, I do have education and certifications and how you can list them. So for example, OSSD grade 12 diploma. That is if you've actually received your diploma. If you went to high school but you did not graduate, you're just going to put high school. Same as if you go to college, PSW diploma and the name of the school. If you didn't finish the program, you're going to put PSW program. So these are examples on how you put on your resume if you didn't complete your education or if you do have the diploma or certification. There are optional sections as well that you can include on your resume. They include any awards, accomplishments, community involvement that you've done. So awards and accomplishments can be a big one if you are, for example, on honor roll. It tells a lot about you as a person. For interests and hobbies, you can include activities that relate to the job that you're doing. So for example, if you are a marathon runner and you're applying for a job that requires you to be physically fit, that would be something that I would definitely include on your resume showing you're physically fit. In regards to volunteer, it is very important to put that on your resume. It does show community involvement. Employers do like to see that. So in saying that, you would list your volunteer the same way that you would list your employment on your resume. In regards to references, We never include them on your resume. You always put references available upon request. If they ask for references, put them on a separate sheet of paper and put references attached. So in regards to examples and templates for a skill-based resume, in which I've been talking about, there's a couple places that you can go. One great resource is workforcewindsoressex.com. There's a lot of resources on that website in regards to building a resume, skills, examples of jobs. You can even submit your resume to be part of their database on that website. They do have a resume builder. It's not up and going at this point, but it will be in the very near future. So what I would like to do now is I would like to take you through a skill-based resume, an example with a job posting to help you put your resume and cater it to a specific job in regards to the job posting. So what we have here is a job posting and a resume. I put them side by side so that we can compare the two and how important it is to get the skills onto your resume. So it is important to make sure you have the qualifications and skills from the job posting at the top of your resume. This is an example of a job ad for a landscape laborer. It's important to read through the posting and pick up on the keywords and edit your resume to match accordingly. Remember, employers only spend about 20 seconds reviewing your resume, so you want to make sure that they are at the top. So first I'm going to talk about the headings that we're using on the resume. Up at the top here, you'll see that we have landscaping and equipment operating skills and janitorial maintenance skills. They do mention maintenance within the job posting, as well as he is applying for a landscaping position. These headings can change depending on the job and your skills. So for example, if you're applying for an IT position, you would change this to technical skills. Or if you're applying for an office position, you could change these headings to administrative skills. So let's go over to look at the duties and the requirements that are listed on the job posting. As well as you'll notice at the top here, they're looking for someone to join the growing team. They're a newer company, so they want to make sure that you're a team player and work well with others. This is something that I would definitely get on your cover letter that you attach to your resume. So in talking about some of the duties and requirements, you'll notice here operation of commercial mowers, trimmers, etc., trimming shrubs, pruning trees, snow plowing. You'll notice all of those we have gotten into the top of the qualifications as well, and other requirements in regards to health and safety, physically fit, heavy lifting, having your driver's license as another key one that you would want to have on your resume. And you will notice here we put that under valid certifications. So you can always change the order of your headings as well. In these headings, I mean the main headings. So if, for example, your education is very current, you're a new graduate, but you have very little work experience, I would take your education, I would probably put your education at the top. On the other hand, if you have no education, you may just have your grade 12, but you have a lot of experience in the field, I would move your education to the bottom below your work experience. So other things on that you will see on this resume as well is there's no date under education. It's not necessary always to put the dates unless you have recently graduated, but when you have older education, it's just important just to have what your diploma in education is. As well, you'll notice the dates under work experience. You only put the years. There's no need to put the months in front of them. It keeps it nice and clean. The other thing that you'll see on this resume as well is a section for awards. You may call them awards, accomplishments. Some will have hobbies. Only include them if they are important to the job that you're applying into. So for example, this one shows that he's very active in martial arts. So that shows that he's physically fit. The other one is receiving a citation award from the mayor. So that shows that he's a good citizen and most likely has a clean criminal record. So in those cases, then definitely include those on your resume. So when you're applying for jobs and you're getting frustrated that you haven't been called for an interview, you can go back and look at your resume. Start changing your resume to include the qualifications that are listed on the job ad, and you will honestly see a difference. So now I want to go through some do's and don'ts of resumes. There are things that you should be doing. There's some things that you should not be doing. So the first one that I just reviewed with you is customizing your resume for each job that you're applying to. Sometimes you won't just have one resume, you may have multiple resumes for different jobs. You have to be concise, use brief, powerful statements. Do not use paragraphs. Pay attention to the verb tense, as I said, always keep it in the past tense. Use a valid telephone number with a professional greeting message. Use a professional font like Calibri, Times Numeral, Arial. Be consistent in your formatting of your resume, include punctuation. Make sure your resume looks good on a computer screen and when printed. Include a short header or footer with name and phone number and page number if the resume is longer than one page. And a resume should be accessible from anywhere in Word format, able to edit at any time. So now I'm going to talk about some of the don'ts that you will not be doing in a resume. So the first one I did speak of is not using a selfish objective. Use short forms such as etc. Lie or exaggerate or include something you would not feel comfortable in discussing in an interview. Rely on spell check alone. Have someone else read your resume over. We always say, read it backwards. Don't use the words I, we, or other first or third word pronouns. Include personal data like your SIN, marital status, and date of birth. Do not ever include those on your resume. Do not include a photo unless the job specifies that they would like a photo. Don't use the exact dates for your employment. The year is sufficient. And I will bring this up that in resumes, that will help with employment gaps as well. If you're just using the years, it's not going to show the gaps between jobs. Do not include the employer phone number, salary info, or work hours, or the supervisor's name. Do not give a reason for leaving a previous job or any other negative information. And do not overformat, use bold, italics, underlining, tables, things like that. Keep it very clean. So here at Employment and Training Services, we do have other workshops that are available. They include cover letter and references, interview skills, job searching, searching for employment online, and a second career information. You can find those workshops on our website at thecityofwindsor.ca and go to Employment and Training Services, and you will find the workshops in that area. So please take the time and complete the survey and let us know what you think. If you would like to take part in some of our services and register with us and work with the caseworker, please call us at this number, 519-977-6444 at extension 5520. I hope you have enjoyed this resume workshop and thank you for watching.